Hey guys, and welcome to the Geeks and Greeks podcast. The podcast focuses mostly on the NFL, but we also do talk about other sports such as the NBA and MLB, as well as video games and what else is going on in our lives. We step into the conversation of three friends who love sports and who love doing this. You can find us on YouTube, as well as Spotify, Amazon, and Apple podcast platforms, and we're also on Facebook, all with the same moniker, Geeks and Greeks. Thanks for stopping by. We hope you guys enjoy the show.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this special Christmas episode of the Geeks and Greeks podcast. We are at home with our families enjoying the holidays. We hope you guys are also enjoying the holidays as well. May everyone be safe and have a very Merry Christmas. And we're going to get started on this episode.
Good Yule, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Howdy, howdy.
Good Yule to you all. A toast to the Christmas season.
Cheers.
You know, it feels weird this year for me for Christmas because this weather, man, is just messing with me so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was just here in Indiana, it was like 50 degrees last weekend.
Yep.
And then now it's like back down like 40, like low 40s again on the high. Like, it just feels, this is such a weird season. It just, I don't know, something's just throwing me off.
Yeah, December in Philly anymore is just like really, really, really cold rain. And like, don't get me wrong, we really needed the rain because we were in a drought for like a good like 6-7 weeks there for a while. But it's just, it's not cold enough to snow. It's not cold enough to freeze. Just cold enough to make everything wet and colder, you know?
Yeah. And, I mean, it's, I don't know, it feels like, I wish the weather would almost either stay cold or stay warm. Like, I hate this going back and forth because it just keeps messing with me. I keep picking up, like, random, like, you know, sinus infections or things like that because the weather keeps flip-flopping on me. Because when it does get warm, every time it rains. Like this last weekend, it pretty much rained all weekend. So it was 50, but it's raining. So you can't even really enjoy it and do anything outside. So it's like, you know what? If it's going to be rain, I almost kind of would rather have snow at this point. Like, I don't mind snow in December for Christmas. Once we hit January, February, snow and the cold can just, you know, go away.
Give me snow all day, man. I am a cold weather guy. I really miss the snow in Philly. When I was a kid, we used to get like 20 inches. We'd have a blizzard every couple of years. That shit doesn't happen now that I moved back. And it's just like, I think we've had plus 20 inches twice in the last like 10 years that I've lived here. 15 years that I've lived here. It's disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, same here. I mean, I remember as a kid, we used to get tons of snow.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we just don't get that anymore. It kind of sucks.
Agreed.
At least for a little while. Like I said, once I hit January, I don't want snow anymore. I'm done.
Yeah. January is a different story, man. That's when it gets real cold.
Yeah. But it doesn't snow. It just gets cold.
Right, yeah. Winter's finally here and everything's frozen and nothing works, but it'll never snow.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but I shouldn't have to walk. I shouldn't walk out of the house and my face hurts from the wind. Mm-hmm. It's like that Midwest saying, it's not too bad if it wasn't for the wind.
Yeah. The never-ending breeze of the Midwest. That is something I don't miss.
Yeah. It's something I won't miss once I leave the Midwest.
So let's move along to Christmas wishes. And
Oh.
So festive.
this is where we give wishes to the various sports that entertain us all, or, something adjacent to that sport. We'll start off with hockey, the NHL. Pete, what's your wish for the NHL?
So, I know nothing about hockey. So, I'm subbing my hockey wish in for a professional wrestling wish. And my biggest wish that Santa could bring me this Christmas would be Britt Baker to challenge Mercedes Moné again for the TBS championship and take that bitch home. The fact that we never got Britt Baker versus Jade Cargill is just insane. The fact that Britt Baker has never won the TBS championship is just insane. We don't know how much longer her career is going to last. We need to pull the trigger on this, and we need to give Britt Baker the TBS championship, and that is my Christmas wish there.
Adam, what is your NHL or adjacent wish?
All right, so my adjacent wish, because I also don't watch the NHL at all. It's unfortunately a byproduct of being on. The season is the exact same time as the NBA, and I've only got a finite time that I have to watch a lot of this stuff, and I'm just a basketball person. So mine is also wrestling. Mine kind of encompasses both AEW and WWE though. But my biggest wish for WWE for 2025 is I want to see MJF show up in WWE.
Ooh.
And I want to see him show up at WrestleMania this year.
That would be insane.
And it's one of those things where I was thinking about this a lot, and I'm sure other people have said this too, but I think that it'd be really cool that if WWE has enough people that have signed from AEW, that they would bring back basically kind of redo the invasion from the early 2000s, but have AEW people invading WWE led by MJF.
That would be pretty cool.
And I think with Triple H in charge of it, it'd actually be really cool because he lived the first invasion.
Yeah.
You could see where it went wrong and where it went right and make those changes. They wouldn't this year. So kind of keeping on that though, seeing MJF run through with WWE would just be absolutely amazing. And seeing him working with Seth Rollins, or seeing him work with, Braun Breaker, or seeing him work with, Fatu, Jacob Fatu, seeing him work with so many of these guys in WWE would be just amazing. I'd love to see him with Shinsuke run a program.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he would have a lot of fun with Shinsuke, just the promos.
So no joke, over the last week, my kid and I have been fantasy booking a crossover tournament of 4 blocks of 6 wrestlers, and then they wrestle into a tournament, and then it's the North American Wrestling Cup, and it's WWE versus AEW. And we booked this all around Seth Rollins versus Will Ospreay. It's my main event for the best wrestler in North America.
I subscribe to the pay-per-view for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things I'd said also too, since I wanted to include AEW as well and not just make it purely WWE. I also really kind of want, because AEW has been kind of in shambles the last year or so. I just feel like the whole thing's kind of falling apart, and I would really love it if Tony would somehow grow the spine to kind of reset his company and kind of just do a full reset and settle everything down. Pull out the guys you don't need. Pull out the dead weight at this point. And we know who it is. We know who's not drawing. We know who's not moving anything. Go back to building stories and also having those amazing matches. It's sad to say that 2021 and 2022 were the peak of this company, and it's been downhill ever since. I really think that AEW really needs to have just some sort of a hard reset and just kind of almost go back to the beginning. and what made them kind of special. Because right now, it feels like we're getting the same thing every week almost.
Not to say that, a national pandemic or international pandemic and lockdown is what made them special. I know.
Right.
Go back to 2020 when AEW was good.
No.
I said 2021 and 2022.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. Yeah, all right.
Like, because I'm pretty sure 2021 was when Punk came back, wasn't it? Like, end of 21 into 22.
And then 22,
like
yeah, something like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do agree that 2021, 2022 was the peak of AEW. But the Continental Classic is off the hook, man. I don't know if you're watching it. It is so good. Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher. I've already watched that match twice. I'm probably going to watch it a third time. That match is so goddamn good.
And I'm not saying there's not some good things going on. I just think overall as a whole that it's really starting to crumble and fall apart.
Yeah.
Like, I think Tony is spreading himself way too thin with way too much TV and production stuff that he's trying to do everything himself. Like, if he wants to book stuff himself, just book, like, Dynamite and maybe Rampage. Like, let someone else book Collision, let someone else book Ring of Honor. Like, split stuff off. Like, if you're going to focus on something, focus on what's your primary show. Focus on Dynamite. Focus on building your pay-per-views. That's what builds your company. And then still work with guys, obviously, people that have booked, Rampage, Collision, Ring of Honor. Work with them and so, you still know what's going on. But don't be the main boss to handle every day-to-day decision for every single show and company. Mm-hmm. That's what's ruining everything, I think.
I mean, not to turn this podcast into two Marks and a Garmin, but I couldn't agree with you more. I think the biggest thing they need to do is a brand split. They need to have Dynamite wrestlers and Collision wrestlers. And that's the only thing that's going to save AEW. The problem with the show is in order to understand what's happening on Collision, you needed to have watched Rampage and Dynamite. Yeah. And not everybody has that much time to dedicate to wrestling. Like, you need to have storylines that are being told only on that television show. So if I only have the ability to tune in for 2 hours on a Saturday, I can get the payoff of the storyline that I'm watching. And that's what he's missing.
Yeah. I know WWE's brand split's kind of annoying sometimes because they don't always stick to it. But at least the stories that they do stay with the show.
Yeah.
Like, at least Vince got that right.
Right. Yeah, that's the big thing is the stories have to stay with the show.
Yeah. Like, different people can go to different shows and maybe interfere or set something up. But the story, the main primary story, is focused and stays with this show with these people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. And for my wish for the NHL, I actually stayed in the NHL. And, even though you might give me grief for this not being a very significant wish, but with the Anaheim Ducks returning to the greatest team logo that they have ever had, my wish is for the Ducks to make it to the finals and for the original cast of the Mighty Ducks, including Estevez, to come out wearing the new Ducks jerseys and
hell yeah,
go out on the ice. It'd be amazing. That needs to happen.
Start a quack chant. That'll be beautiful.
Dude, at some point, they would have to do the flying V during a game.
Oh, yes. During a game? Is it even legal? I don't think it's even a legal move, is it?
How's it not? You just get...
Because your defenders go off sides, don't they?
No, they can go wherever they want.
I didn't think a defender could go past half court.
Yeah, they can. The only offsides is the puck has to cross the blue line first.
Yeah, I know that. I just thought additionally defenders couldn't cross the
No, the defenders usually stay at the back of the offensive blue line for offensive sets.
It's a good position for them to stay in.
So peeling back the curtain here a little bit, Peter's hockey knowledge ended in 5th grade floor hockey. So that's probably why I thought it was illegal.
I could see that.
All right, and moving on to MLB. Peter, what is your wish for baseball?
All right, so I got a real one here.
All right.
And Ranger Suarez is entering a contract year. He just picked up a new agent. He ain't coming back. I get it. That's Sip Shield. He's moving on. We lost him. It's fine. I would like a pitcher with an ERA of 3.25 or better to replace him. That's what I would like for Christmas. It's not too much. I mean, it's not too much to ask. It put him in the top 15 of pitchers last year. It's not awful, right? Let me just 3.25 better. Listen, top 15's not that high. It's not like I'm asking for top 10.
This is my wish, dang it.
Right, it's a wish for Christmas, damn it. Ranger Suarez can take his 3.4 out of here, and I'd like a 3.25, thank you.
All right, Adam, what is your wish for baseball?
So, my baseball wish this year is we just saw Shohei Ohtani set a record for having a 50 home run, 50 stolen base season, win the MVP as a designated hitter.
Mm-hmm.
What I would love to see for 2025 is I want to see Shohei Ohtani not only win MVP again this year, but also win the Cy Young, because last year he was rehabbing a Tommy John surgery, and he pulled off 50 and 50, which means this year he's going to be pitching. And he's also a top 5 to 10. He's also a top 5 to 10 pitcher in the MLB as well. So I think it'd be absolutely amazing if we get the first ever MVP and Cy Young winner for a position player, for a two-way player in the MLB.
Well,
And that's what I want to see.
Well, my wish is completely contrary to Adam's. My wish is for Seiya Ohtani to hit the 60-60 club. Because he was at 54 and 59. If he buckles down, he could totally hit 60-60. But I understand that's a big bar to clear, so I'd be happy with him being the first player to hit the 40-40 twice.
Okay,
That's
hold
the
on.
one I want.
Hold on. I'm asking for a top 15 pitcher, and you guys are telling me that's too much, right? You got both of you are asking for completely unprecedented stats.
To be fair, I think Seiya Ohtani could hit the 40-40 a second time if given a chance.
I mean,
60-60 was pie in the sky, yes, but
I'm not saying it's insurmountable. I'm just saying it's harder to get than a top 15 pitcher coming to Philly. Is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's 100% right. But I do also want to say though that have you seen Ohtani's pitching stats from when he was in Anaheim?
Yeah. He's a beast.
Oh yeah.
His best year pitching was 2022. He went 15-9 with a 6.1 WAR, a 2.33 ERA, 1.01 WHIP.
Damn.
He had a 5 strikeout to walk ratio, and only allowed 124 hits in the entire season.
For those of you
that
playing
was his pitching stats for 2022. Then his batting stats on top of that was that he hit. Where is it? He hit 273, 356 on base, 510 slugging for an 875 OPS, with another 3.4 WAR just for batting. So combined, he had a 9.5 WAR between pitching and batting.
So if he pitches at that level this year, do we change the name of Tommy John surgery
to Ohtani surgery?
Ohtani surgery? We get that Ohtani surgery, man. I need to break records.
Well, then on top of his averages and stuff, he also hit 30 doubles, 6 triples, 34 home runs, 95 RBIs. Jesus. Yeah, that was his best pitching season. He had a better batting season in 2023, where he had an OPS of 1066 and an ERA of 3.14, which is still a top 10 to 15 pitcher at 3.14.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he could win.
All right.
Win Cy Young
moving on to
MVP.
Oh, what?
That was hilarious. So what happened here was Adam froze, and then Tom moved on to the next segment, and Adam came back right as Tom hit the button on the soundboard, and that was hilarious from my perspective.
It was pretty funny from mine, too. Sorry, did you want to say something else about baseball before we move on?
Nah, re-hit it again. We'll just cut this.
All right. And... All right, NBA. Peter, what is your wish for basketball?
All right, so I'm not a huge basketball guy, so I went a little cheap on my basketball wish. So I'm going to throw in a bonus wish here because, we got to be inclusive, and I had an AEW wish, so I'm going to have a WWE wish here too. So to begin with, I wish for Joel Embiid's face to heal, and for it to heal in record time, and to then be completely impervious to being broken again, and to never break. I mean, maybe we can get an iron mask and put it on his face. I don't know what we need to do to stop this guy from getting hit in the mouth, or in the eye rather, but Jesus.
I'm trying to remember that basketball player that always wore that plastic mask over his face.
Richard Hamilton.
Yeah,
Richard Hamilton.
That's what he needs to get.
Speaking of wearing plastic masks over your face, my bonus wrestling wish here, in case I can't get the Embiid thing, is for Cody Rhodes to go full Homelander, be completely heel, totally turn it around, and finally just get that payoff that he was the asshole the whole time.
You never expected it. Wait.
Yes.
Okay, Adam, what is your wish for basketball?
So, I have a little bit more than Pete does because I'm much more of a basketball person than I am even really an NFL person, which I know we've talked mostly about the NFL on this show so far, but that's really only because, NFL season kind of trumps everything. So much so that we're even encroaching into the NBA's territory for Christmas Day games.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is kind of a dick move on the NFL's part, to be honest with you.
Gonna agree with you on that one. I can't believe we're having Wednesday Christmas games. That's ridiculous.
We're having Wednesday day football games. I'm sorry. That's nothing more than the NFL just basically pushing over the toddler and taking its cake.
Right.
That's all it is at this point. There's no reason for that.
They literally own Sunday, and it's I'm going to take Thursday, I'm going to take Monday, I'm going to take every Saturday at the beginning and the end of the season. Let's have a Friday out there. Why not? And now they're on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm waiting now for a Tuesday game at some point. Because.
Tuesday is sacred, man. No football on Tuesdays.
Well, we thought Wednesday was too.
Fair.
Next time Christmas falls on a Tuesday, you know what we're going to get?
The Chiefs versus the Raiders.
Yeah, right? All right, so my NBA wish this year, first one's going to be I'm going to bring Pete into the NBA fandom once NFL season is over, maybe once playoff starts, since we've got a lot less football going on at that point. But my other NBA wish is that I really want there to be expansion. We need to bring 2 new teams into the NBA.
Oh, okay.
Right now, if you count the 4 major U.S. sports, NFL, or football, hockey, baseball, and basketball, NBA is the only one that doesn't have 32 teams.
Correct.
MLB's got 32, NFL's got 32, and now NHL also has 32. And
yeah, but 7 of them are in Canada, though. Can you really count Canada?
Well, yeah, because NBA's got Canada team as well.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, God.
Toronto. They used to have 2, but Vancouver ended up moving to Memphis. So, but I want there to be 2 more teams. We're getting a lot more talent in now. Not only from college and from the U.S., we're getting a lot of talent now from overseas that we didn't used to get. And so the player pool is getting a lot bigger. And I think it's time for expansion. It brings in 2 new cities, new money, new sponsorships, new TV deals. It grows the league. there have been a lot of talks over the years. Like they're saying that it's coming. They just haven't, I think, finalized a lot of stuff yet. Seattle's going to be one of the places that gets it. Seattle used to have a team. Seattle actually backed that team all the way through, even to the end. They didn't want the team to leave. The owner just didn't want to be in Seattle. So the city and the fans kind of got a raw deal with that. So it's really kind of inevitable. I'm almost 100% certain that Seattle's going to be one of the cities that gets a team back. And they may be the Supersonics. I don't know, because I know the Thunder, I think, still might own the trademarks for it since they became the Thunder from the Supersonics. I'm not sure how all that works. Vegas has also been the city that's most been associated with the new team as well, which, I mean, it's Vegas, so it also doesn't surprise me. They now would have every sport as well, including WNBA. They have a WNBA arena as well. I think there's some other cool cities that would be neat to see a team. There's been a lot of talks of expanding out to Mexico City as a team. Having a team done in Mexico.
That'd be cool.
They do already have a G League team down there, which is pretty neat. The biggest issue with that, though, is going to be obviously logistics. I mean, Mexico City is so far off the beaten path from every other team. Like, at least with Toronto and Canada, you're not far from New York. You're not far from Boston. Like, you're fairly close to those teams. Like, you're close to the U.S. Mexico City's a good ways out from Texas. So you've got some logistics with that. Louisville and Nashville also would be kind of cool and semi-realistic, I think, as well. Louisville is a really big basketball city, especially for the university. And Nashville has kind of taken to a lot of their sports as well. So kind of that Midwest basketball kind of fever.
Kind of blows my mind that Nashville doesn't have a basketball team.
Nashville only has a hockey franchise in the NHL and the NFL franchise. They don't have a Major League Baseball team or an NBA team, either one. So St. Louis is also one that could also be. Baltimore would be kind of cool to return to Baltimore. There used to be a team there, but they moved to D.C. So I'm pretty sure they did. Maybe I was wrong on that, but Baltimore would also be one of those that's, I mean, it's your East Coast corridor. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure it's like, 50 miles from Baltimore to D.C. Like, those two cities are super, super close to each other at this point. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for, is I want league expansion here to happen and just have new teams coming in. Fresh blood, fresh money, and it just helps grow the league at the same time.
Well, Adam's wish is about addition, mine's about subtraction. My wish is for LeBron James to announce his retirement at the beginning of the 2025 season. I want him to do it at the beginning of the season, do a victory lap season, kind of like the way Kobe did, just give all the fans a chance to come to these games, see LeBron James play one last time, and at the end of the season, LeBron James holds a press conference saying that he was never better than Jordan.
He's definitely better than Jordan, dude.
He's absolutely not.
All right, sure.
I'm not taking opinions from the non-basketball fan on this panel.
Sure, I mean, fair, but...
And now for the NFL wishes. Peter!
All right, I mean, this one's fairly obvious, and, I mean, we're a week behind when we're recording this, so keep that in mind, but my Christmas wish is for 418 rushing yards. It's the exact number that we need to get Saquon Barkley from his defeat of the Steelers to that NFL record, and of course at this point whatever they got against the Commanders, subtract that from it if you must, but 418 yards, that's what I need. That's it. Nothing else from the NFL is all I need.
Dang, I had you all queued up. I was expecting you to say an Eagles Super Bowl, and I was going to play the Fly Eagles Fly. And,
I mean, you can play the Fly Eagles Fly. I'm looking for a record here, but hey.
So anyway.
But no, I never expect a championship, my friend. Never. Never, never, never.
All right, Adam, what is your wish for the NFL?
So my wish actually is for a championship. Obviously not one for my team, but I would love to see Detroit win its first ever Super Bowl.
Oh, all right.
Like, that fan base has been through so much. This team is so good. Like, I feel like I really want to see Detroit win, and with the way Kansas City's been playing, I think this might be one of the better chances they have for it. So I would really love to see Detroit win the Super Bowl this year, and I just want to see Dallas have a good offseason, have a good draft, actually sign some competent players as free agents this year. Like, just make some moves that does something to actually make the team better. Like,
so what I'm hearing is you want Detroit to win the Super Bowl, and you just want Dallas to try.
yeah, basically, pretty much. And really more so try in the free agency market, because I think they have drafted fairly well. I think they've drafted good players. They fail at free agency every year in making any kind of trades and going after players. Like, I don't understand why. I don't get it. Like, I see some of these deals that some of these like really good players go for, and I'm like, you tell me we couldn't offer them like one extra draft pick? I think we talked about this earlier this year. Like, when I saw what the Eagles paid for Saquon, I'm like, you're telling me we couldn't do that, we couldn't match that or beat that? Like, that's really not even that much in draft compensation or in cap money. Like,
Right.
Come on.
Well,
Yeah.
once again, Adam and I's wishes are in complete disagreement with each other. My wish is for the Kansas City Chiefs to three-peat, which
I knew
means
we'd get it.
one of us can't win.
You know, the funny thing is I was expecting Adam to wish for the three-peat to, like, counteract the fact that man is always gunning for Patrick Mahomes on Quarterback Island.
You know what? If Detroit wasn't playing so well, I probably would have. Like, if three-peat would be really, really cool. I don't know. Just this year, just really feels like the year Detroit needs to do it if they're going to win one.
See,
Yeah.
I'm more selfish than that. I want to see the Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady discussion put to bed, and I also want to put the Andy Reid discussion to bed. Yes, Andy Reid is better than Bill Belichick. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, I don't think that's a debate anymore, in my opinion. Like, Andy Reid's the greatest head coach of all time, and I challenge anyone to give me stats that say otherwise, because I can't see a single stat that says otherwise.
Are we allowed to go really far back? Because I might throw up Don Shula.
Well, so my only argument to the whole Brady Mahomes thing is you just want to see it for Mahomes because you hate Tom Brady.
Shut up.
Like,
Don Shula, though, how many teams has he been to the Super Bowl with?
one.
Oh, what? How many teams? Yeah, one.
How many teams has he been in the Super Bowl with? So Andy Reid, how many teams has he been to the Super Bowl with?
All right,
Two.
yeah.
If you want to go all the way back, 3, bro, because he went to the Super Bowl with Green Bay. Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
was wondering. I was pretty sure he was on Mike Holmgren's staff back in the 90s.
He sure was.
I forgot he was at Green Bay. That was a hot minute ago.
You wonder why Brett Favre was such a good quarterback, man. I'm telling you, that man is the best quarterback coach of all time.
Was he really a good quarterback, or did he just take chances and get lucky a lot of times?
I mean, and had Andy Reid as his quarterback coach.
Yeah, until 1998.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But no, I want
98.
Andy Reid to get a three-peat. I want Patrick Mahomes to get a three-peat, and sure, Travis Kelce can tag along for that one too. But
Listen, I am wholeheartedly behind you, Tom, except the Eagles are still in the hunt. So, no. Sorry.
I get it. I understand. But, I have to admit, at this point, I would be happy with Chiefs, Lions, Eagles, any of those three in the Super Bowl. I'd be happy.
Yeah, it's It's one of those. I almost want to see the Chiefs win just so like Jeremy loses his absolute shit.
See, if Vince McMahon were running the NFL, then it would just be a fatal three-way the Super Bowl championship.
Triangular shaped football field.
Yeah, triple threat. Yeah. That didn't sound as dramatic as a fatal three-way.
Oh man. All right, so moving on to our next segment. For the Christmas special, we have a segment called Goodwill Towards Man. Now, when we first started this segment, we wanted to give a shout out to all the athletes who are active in philanthropy and giving to charity. Turns out that we would be here till New Year's if we even just listed the athletes who gave to charity. You guys are some generous mofos. Well done, you. So
Indeed.
we decided to each choose a athlete and give a shout out to that specific athlete's work. Pete, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Although I didn't specifically choose an athlete per se. Specifically, I went with the whole 76ers team. They have a charity that they are working with that I kind of really identified with, especially living in the suburbs of Philadelphia. My brother lives in West Philly. You know, it's a rough neighborhood, let's put it that way. And they work with a program called Assists for Safe Communities. And so for every time the 76ers get an assist, they donate, I think it's $76. Yep, $76 to a nonprofit, specifically to help inner city communities, specifically Philadelphia, with violence, and to help with trauma, to help with housing, to help with awareness, all sorts of things. And there are three nonprofits that they donate to, but there's one I wanted to specifically highlight, which is why I didn't go with a player, mostly because the name I thought was great. It's called Shoot Basketballs, Not People. And it's got to be my favorite name for a charitable foundation. So they work with the 76ers. They work with inner city kids in Philadelphia. They work with gun violence victims, trauma victims of gun violence, to help them in housing, help them get help when they need help them work through their traumas, as well as they run basketball leagues for youth to try to prevent them from going out in the streets and getting into those sort of situations in the first place. And I think it's great. And I know we were going to do individual players, but when I found this, I kind of couldn't stop going down this rabbit hole, so that's where I went.
Oh, well done. Adam.
So I did find a player that I went with. I actually went with LeBron James and the LeBron James Family Foundation.
Okay.
And, it's one of those things where when LeBron got drafted in the NBA back in 2003, when he was first getting in there, he said in an interview that one day he will come back to the city that raised him and he will help try to raise that city. And he's done that a lot with Akron, Ohio, which is where he's from. He was born in Akron. Akron is just south of Cleveland. So it's a suburb of Cleveland, and the biggest thing that one of the bigger things that he's done is back in 2011 he started the I Promise program, which is a program he started to help identify at-risk children and provide resources and also academic and emotional support for students as well as families who are at risk in the inner cities and in deep urban areas like that. And they provide program. The program goes from 3rd grade all the way through till 11th grade, helping them as well kind of navigate school and navigate, at home crises and things like that. In 2018, he actually opened the I Promise School, in Akron.
Oh,
So he
cool.
opened his own school as part of the charity. And one of the cool things is that it is not a private school. It is actually listed under the Akron public school system.
Oh,
So while
nice.
the Family Foundation opened it and basically kind of helps run it, it still has to adhere to the Akron public school systems for standards and safety and all that kind of stuff as well. And it's not a big school. There's only 343 students, and it's grades 3 through 5 that attend that school. He's also helped send a lot of has sponsored and paid full tuitions for a lot of kids to go to Kent State University, which is right down by Akron as well. And also just recently, they also opened the I Promise Village, which is a place that it's kind of like a rescue shelter for families who are fighting and need a safe place to go through challenges such as homelessness, domestic violence, and any other kind of unforeseen circumstances as well. So it's a lot that they've put back into the city of Akron, and he calls it the I Promise program for a reason, because he promised it when he was a rookie, and he's really done a lot for that city and for the kids and stuff that are at risk in those unfortunate circumstances that they have no control over, and it's kind of cool to see that he went back to where he started, because he was that same kind of at-risk kid as well when he was growing up, and he was able to fortunately escape it. Unfortunately, a lot of kids don't. He's trying his best to give them the resources as much as possible to try to escape that life and lead a better life. So,
well done. Well, I chose Peyton Manning. Now,
Gee.
I'll get to this. Peyton Manning was drafted in mid-April of 1998, and he immediately got in contact with St. Vincent's Hospital, which is the major hospital in the Indianapolis area, and established the Payback Foundation, P-E-Y, Payback Foundation.
Of course.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Because he's also paying Manning.
Yeah, paying Manning. The Payback Foundation provided more than $14 million to the Children's Hospital and Pediatrics area. And his wife, Peyton, and his wife Ashley are the co-chairs of the hospital's fundraiser board. And they did such a great job for the hospital that they actually renamed the Children's Hospital to the Peyton Manning Children's Hospital in 2007. And It had nothing to do with him just winning the Super Bowl for the Indianapolis area.
Nothing to do at all.
No. But even after Peyton was traded to the Broncos, the Mannings were still very active in advancing the Children's Hospital. Manning's contributions to the hospitals led to more than 100 pediatric specialists and clinical staff to provide emergency medical care, cancer and blood disease specialists, general surgery, cardiology, orthopedics, pulmonary study. A lot of words that I can't pronounce. The pediatric emergency department was the first of its kind in Indiana, and in 2020, the intensive care unit was recognized as the largest in the state of Indiana. Now, this hits really close to home with me, not because it's Indianapolis or the Colts or because it's Peyton Manning. My sister was born with a heart complication that required heart surgery when she was 6, and it's a terrifying endeavor. And thankfully, we had a lot of help, and she came out of it okay.
Yeah.
But thanks to Peyton Manning and Ashley Manning for all the work they do, I can imagine how many children have been helped or even saved because of the quarter century worth of contributions that they have given to the St. Vincent's and the Peyton Manning Children's Hospital. Thank you. To close out this segment, I just want to say thank you to all the athletes of any sport who go out of their way to go above and beyond to help those in need. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And something I kind of want to add on to it as well. I mean, you're right, and it's unfortunately it's not something that gets talked about enough. Like, so many of the athletes that are in these leagues, like, they put so much time and money back into it, into the communities where they live and play. I really wish that we talked about it a lot more.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's kind of funny. Like, I feel like the NBA does one of the best in promoting that, of what all the players do. And I mean, granted, I will give that part of it is, you've got a lot less active players in the NBA than you do the NFL, because there's so many NFL players out there. Like, I mean, what, the roster's 53?
53, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, not everyone is doing charity. I mean, not everyone, is giving in tons of money like that. But, like, I feel like the NBA highlights it a little bit more than the NFL does, which is a shame, because I'm sure there's so many guys that do stuff like that we just never hear about. And unless you live in that city or know them or know someone that has gone through it, you're probably never going to know about it. And it's just kind of sad sometimes. And I really like this. I mean, this is kind of cool. And it's something that we should highlight more as a society, the giving back and the helping people that need it a lot.
Now, I want to say one last thing before we move on. When I say that the list of athletes that contribute to charity and philanthropy is extensive, I'm not kidding. I was in football, and I was at 3 pages of names and their charities. Well done, all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is sports is more than just entertainment. Sports it is culture. It really is. And I mean, I know people who love art don't want to look at it like that, but it is. Who are they drawing? They're drawing athletes. They're painting athletes. They're making sculptures of athletes. It is culture. It is just as much culture as art. It is just as much culture as music. And I love that the athletes that we get, they don't forget where they come from. And yeah, of course, they're divas and they have big personalities and they make lots of money and it's hard to have empathy for them, but they don't forget where they come from. And when you really boil it down and you look at the person, almost every one of them gives back. Almost every single one. And it's incredible. It is. So.
All right. So let's move along to the final segment of the Christmas special, the trivia section. Now, it's a little known fact that Santa Claus is a huge NFL fan, but being from the North Pole, he doesn't really have a hometown favorite. So Santa is a fan of any team that represents red jerseys. He digs the red.
Figured.
So I'm talking red as a foundation color, not the Steelers have a red star. No, screw that. Santa doesn't like the Steelers. Now.
That's the name of the episode right there. Santa doesn't like the Steelers. Merry Christmas.
So this year we're going to surprise Santa by getting him an autographed jersey from every red jersey team.
Okay.
Now, your guys' job, on your turn, you have 2 jobs. The first, name a team that has a red jersey.
Okay.
And then I will tell you a jersey number from that team, and you tell me who owns that jersey.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Are these going to be current players?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, God. Okay.
So, for an example, if the game were blue jerseys, Pete would say Colts, and then I would say 18 for the Colts. And Pete would say Peyton Manning. It's like, yes, 1 point for the Colts and two bonus points for getting Peyton Manning right.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
And then Adam would say Cowboys. And then I would say 22 for the Cowboys. And because Adam lost his mind, he'd say Tony Romo. And I'd say, no, that is not correct. You just get 1 point. So that's how the game goes. If you can't come up with a team that has a red jersey, your opponent gets one more try, and the game is over.
Got it.
All right. Adam, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Quick question. What
Sure.
all sports are included in this?
Just football. This is
Okay.
Santa's an NFL fan.
Okay. We're doing red jerseys. Sure. I'll go with the easier one first. Give me the San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco 49er jersey is 85.
Vernon Davis?
Yes. That is an acceptable answer for 06 to 15. I had 2 on this one, and I was happy to take either one. You could take Vernon Davis or George Kittle.
That was my guess. Hey,
Forgot
I would
about
have actually
Kittle.
gotten it right.
That's the ironic part that both of them are tight ends.
Yeah.
All right, Pete.
All right. So red team, and we're going with obvious first, apparently. So we're gonna go Kansas City.
The Kansas City Chiefs jersey is number 7.
Number 7. Why is it number 7? That is like the worst number the Chiefs could give me. I know 12. I know 81.
I was thinking it's going to be 15.
I know 15. I
I
know
didn't want to hand these out.
number 7. Kansas City. Xavier Worthy's number 1. I have no idea, so my guess is just going to be Isaiah Pacheco.
Unfortunately not.
All right. Yeah.
This one had 2 answers. I would have accepted Harrison Butker or Matt Castle.
I know who Matt Castle is, but I couldn't have told you his number.
Harrison
The other
Butker
guy, I
is
don't
their
know who it
current
was.
kicker.
Oh, their current kicker. Huh, okay.
Adam.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey is number 93.
Ooh, 93. Is that... I think I got one. Booger McFarland.
Unfortunately not.
What?
93.
McFarland didn't wear 93?
You have me wondering now because I think you might be right.
Like, I'm pretty
Look it
sure he
up.
did.
It's not the one I had, but... Oh, 92.
All right.
Oh, you had my heart going. I was like, oh, crap. He wasn't on the list. What happened?
Who is it?
Ndamukong Suh.
Dominican
Oh.
Sue. I didn't even realize he played for the Niners.
Yeah, he was there in the Super Bowl
Buccaneers.
run.
Oh, Buccaneers. Okay, that makes sense. You said Niners the first time around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pete, your second guess.
So there's this team in Washington. They keep changing their name, but I think they right now call themselves the Commanders.
The Washington team... What?
Sure.
That's a number? Is it just a question mark?
I think that's Clinton Portis's number. What?
Sorry, give me one quick second. I think I've lost part of my document. This will take just a moment to recover.
Combo breaker.
Yeah, sorry. The Washington team is... Oh, jeez. Number 5.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude, that was way too easy.
I thought you weren't going to hand it to him.
I mean, I'm shocked I don't have that tattooed on my body somewhere, but it would be green instead of red.
Adam, you're up.
All right, so there's another team out west that has a red jersey that we're going to go with here, and that's going to be the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh.
The Arizona Cardinals are number 11.
Oh, Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Dumb bitch.
I was actually waiting for like 45 to pop up for Pat Tillman.
I thought that might be too mean. I didn't know if you guys would know that one.
It was 45, I think, wasn't it?
Tillman?
It was like 40 something, I thought. Because it wasn't a. I don't know.
40.
Oh, okay, so yeah, which is weird. 'Cause he was a linebacker.
All right, Pete.
Do the Houston Texans count as a red team?
They do indeed, because they
All right.
have a red jersey.
They do.
Especially, even if they call it Battle Red, it's still a red jersey.
Dude, their new
And-
red jerseys are amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's still weird to look. Like, it's hard to read the numbers, but other
I
than
don't
that,
care. That jersey's that jersey's so good.
I don't know. It's weird.
but-
It's like it's like I need different glasses to watch games when they're wearing those jerseys.
The Texans jersey is number 99.
99 would be Warren Sapp if it was another team.
No, I was going to say,
What?
no, but let me check.
99 on the Texans. Is that J.J. Watt?
It is indeed J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Well done. Adam, it's to you.
I am gonna go. So this is also an alternate one. I'm gonna go with the New England Patriots.
New England Patriots jersey is number 83.
83. It was not Moss. He did not wear 83 while he was in New England. It wasn't Gronk. He was 87.
I was wondering if anyone would go for Gronk.
Nah, that's 87. Edelman was like 11. Ooh, wasn't Wes Welker 83? Him or Deion Branch, I think, were 83.
Which one you thinking?
I'll go with the throwback. Give me Deion Branch.
Should have gone with the other one.
Yeah, dude.
Wes Welker.
It was Wes Welker.
What did
When you
Deion-
said Brady Moss, all I could think about is that press conference that he was like, "Get your 85 jerseys out. I'm back home." And then they turned it into a remix song on like Apple Podcasts. Remember that? Like,
Hey, are you sure Deion Branch didn't wear 83?
I'm not sure. That's why I'm looking it up.
I'm pretty sure he wore 83.
I am willing to admit I'm wrong, but I tried to get all the names that were like big names to me.
So Branch was part of the early like 2000s when they were like 2001, 2003 and 4 when they won those times. He was on those teams. I thought he wore 83.
You're right. I have to give you the points.
there you go.
I did not catch that, but yep, he.
'Cause I think he wore 83 and possibly 84 at two separate times.
He wore it right before Wes Welker. He wore it from 02 to 05, and then Wes Welker came in 07 and picked up the same jersey.
Okay.
Well played, well played.
Yes.
All right, Pete.
All right. I'm not sure if this team counts, but the New York Football Giant.
The New York Football Giants count.
All
The
right.
New York Football Giants jersey is number 56.
Well, shit. I have no idea who would have worn number
Come
56.
You shut up, you.
Really? I should know this?
on. Yes. You absolutely should know this.
Was it an offensive lineman? Who the hell wears
No.
50s?
I'll tell you when you miss.
All right. Oh, shit. If it's that obvious, it has to be Michael Strahan.
Nope.
No.
I'll give you a clue.
Lawrence Taylor.
Oh.
Oh.
No, my clue doesn't matter now.
Tell T, man.
I was gonna
The one who
say
Theismann.
All right.
he gave
my
a
bad.
man an extra knee.
All right. My bad. My brain went to offensive guard. Who wears 50s?
Linebackers.
Fair enough.
Linebackers, yeah.
But you do get 1 point for
A
the
team.
Giants.
Yeah.
So you are there. Adam.
Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons jersey is number 21.
Dion.
It is Dion.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Not to be confused with crime time.
God, who's another red team?
Yeah, I know. I think we're kind of getting towards the end here.
You really are. I didn't think you guys would get this far.
Like,
What
there
about-
might be one, maybe two left that I can think. And I'm iffy because they're alternates.
I'm thinking Buffalo Bills.
The Buffalo Bills jersey is number 78.
Ooh, 78. Oh my God, please tell me that's Bruce Smith.
It is indeed Bruce Smith.
Okay, all right, hold up.
Yo.
Are you aware that my high school colors were crimson and gold? Are you aware that my number in football was 78? And are you aware that that's because before Brian Westbrook existed, my favorite football player was Bruce Smith? I'm just going to put all that together for you.
It would have been hilarious if Adam got it and was like, no, I don't know who 78 is. No way. And then Pizza back there losing his mind. Adam, I will tell you, this is the last one.
Last one, okay. And it's an alternate because we don't have any primary reds left. Okay, let's see. Denver does not have a red jersey. The Rams do not have a red jersey. The Chargers do not have a red jersey. The Seahawks do not have a red jersey. Dallas doesn't. Where did Kansas City? Minnesota doesn't. Green Bay doesn't. Chicago doesn't. The Lions don't. Colts don't. Falcons already been said. Panthers don't have a red jersey. Baltimore, no. Cleveland, no. Pittsburgh, no. Santa hates Pittsburgh. It's not Philly. It's not the Jets.
It's absolutely Philly, man. That would be awesome.
It's not the Dolphins. I think in my mind, I remember. I don't know if I may be wrong in this, but for some reason, I feel like I remember the Titans having an alternate red jersey.
The Tennessee Titans jersey is number 28.
Oh, shit.
Okay, 28 on the Titans. I'm pretty. Oh no, was he number 20? Is he 20 or 28? Shoot. Wasn't Eddie George, he was 27. I'm pretty sure this is going to be Chris Johnson.
It is indeed Chris Johnson.
CJ2K, let's go.
I
And
thought that
with-
Tennessee had like 1 year they had a random red alternate.
Yep. And that was enough for me to get my foot in the door.
There you go.
And with a final score of 16, Adam, Pete 11. I am super impressed with you guys. You got all of them.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, man.
We're in the gauntlet on that one, too.
Yeah.
I was really surprised. There's a couple of these that I was really surprised that you guys got. Like the Texans and the Titans. I was expecting those to go untouched.
The Texans aren't. I mean, the Texans one is just from this year, so that really shouldn't have been that far of an
Well, they've
outlier.
had red years past.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, you're right.
Not
Never
since
mind.
02, 03?
Oh, okay.
It's been a while.
But I mean, we've talked about the red jerseys being awesome this year anyway. So
Yeah.
the one that the Titans and the Patriots were the two. I'm like, I think the Patriots have had. I knew they had one like back in like the 70s, but I didn't know if you were going to go back that far or not.
Oh man, if they had it at all, I verified it and then I was like, yep, on the list.
I'm also pretty sure technically the Cowboys did before they became the Chiefs.
Ooh.
They were the Dallas Texans and they were red and white. Then they moved to Kansas City.
Here's
That's
another
entirely
one.
possible. I was going off of current team colors.
Here's another
but
one
because
for you.
But they moved to Kansas City, so they would have counted towards the Chiefs probably.
Yeah.
1944. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Cardinals combined to make a single team known as the
Stargles?
No. They were the Carpet.
The Carpet.
Cardinals
I remember
and
that.
Pittsburgh. They were Carpet. So they went from the Steagles in 43 and they became the Carpet in 44. And that was the only time that the Steelers were ever not black and yellow, but instead, I think they were actually a crimson, because that was what the Cardinals were, and I think they were Cardinals colors that year. So we could say Pittsburgh Steelers, so maybe we did miss one.
No, the two teams that are on the list where red is a team color were the Steelers and the Ravens, and it's because the Ravens crest has red in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. You guys killed it. Way to go.
All right.
Yeah, like I said, I was the Titans and the Patriots. I wasn't, like I said, I just wasn't sure if the Patriots had red or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah.
I'm super excited I ended up with Bruce Smith. That's like the most that's ever given me
I'm actually happy that I was able to argue my way to 2 extra points.
No, I am perfectly happy to say when I'm wrong, and you were absolutely right when that came up.
I was so close on Booger McFarland, 92 instead of 93. God damn it. That's right. Sue couldn't wear 99 in Tampa because he was already retired for Warren Sapp.
Yep.
Because he wore 99 everywhere else.
I remember that because he was throwing an absolute temper tantrum about it.
What, Ndamukong Suh throwing a temper tantrum about something? Oh my god. Why would that ever happen? I've never heard of that man losing his cool.
At least he didn't stomp somebody out this time.
Are you sure?
No.
Have you checked Warren Sapp's calves? There's probably scars there from it.
You know what? I'm pretty sure Warren Sapp would have shot putted that dude across the yard.
I mean, that's fair. I'll take Warren Sapp in that fight.
Yeah, well, maybe not. I don't know. Sue is at peak playing. Warren Sapp's 20 years removed.
We're all assuming that we're talking peak playing, and I mean, Ndamukong Suh plays dirty, so that fight.
If we're talking peak playing, then absolutely, I'm taking Warren Sapp.
Yeah. I mean, unless we're accounting for playing dirty, and then I'm taking Ndamukong Suh because dirtiest player in the game.
Dirty, Sapp ain't above playing dirty either. So
yeah, but I mean, Ndamukong Suh is basically the Ric Flair of NFL.
Just not successful.
That being said, I can absolutely see Ndamukong Suh stomping out a senior citizen, so maybe.
Ndamukong Suh versus Ric Flair. Flair's last match.
Flair's last breath.
Oh, man.
Can I change my Christmas wish?
Ric Flair versus Ndamukong Suh.
Hell yeah. At Wrestle Kingdom in Tokyo. Let's do it.
They'd sanction it.
You know what? It's Tokyo. They probably would.
Get away with a lot there.
All right, I think that's going to be about it. Unless there's anything else you guys want to add to our Christmas special.
No.
All right. Well, thank you, Tom, for the trivia. It was fun.
You're welcome.
It was kind of cool too. I like the red jerseys. That was interesting. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for this Christmas special for the Geeks and Greeks. We hope you have a good Christmas and a good holiday season. We'll see you the next week. Later, guys.
Go Birds.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.